Hi, this is Justin Sinnard of Sinnard Technologies, and today I'm coming at you with another video about Mudblazor. Today we're going to be covering colors in Mudblazor. If you are looking at this video today, I believe I have 3 videos out so far covering the getting started for the installing everything, talking about layouts, we talk about wireframes, and it's all part of this playlist. If you want to go back and watch those videos to get caught up, or if you're just here because you want to learn about colors specifically, you're on the right video because that's what we're going to cover. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video. If you like this content, you want to see further content, you want to try to help support this channel, that would be great. If you're feeling extra generous, I'll have a buy me a cup of coffee link in the description. If you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, that'd be awesome too, but not necessary. If you want to just like and subscribe, that'd be great too. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started because we've got quite a bit to cover today. One of the main things I want to point out is that Mudblazor is based off of material design spec. So if you go to their page, I'm going to kind of breeze through this because it's kind of its own thing on its own. It's kind of like a material design framework that allows you to build things that look nice out of the box and they kind of give you an idea of how to do it. And that's what the color system is based off of here in Mudblazor. So if we come inside here, using material design, we have 2 colors that everything's kind of based off of. We have the primary color. Oh my god, sorry, I got a burp. I jerked too fast. But I got a primary color and a secondary color, and then they have variants within their color scheme that you can use in different spots to either emphasize things or make something look nicer, right? Pretty much what this is saying is you want to make sure you have hierarchical data, so things that are important you want to stand out. You want to make sure text is legible, and then you use like brighter colors if you want to express something or brand awareness and things like that. Out of the box, these are your primary colors for Mudblazor. So if you actually take a look here, we fire this thing up here. My kitty cat's pooping in the background. He's a pooper. He's a pooping kitty. Okay, so if you take a look here and minimize this guy, we have the primary color, which is here, which is the app bar. The primary variant would be a dark color, and where you'd see that they have a good example later. Let me see. Like an app bar at the top of your Android phone, you'd have like the general primary color, then maybe a darker color to show like the app bar is there. They know there's a different functionality for it. Secondary colors for like buttons and stuff like that. Your background is going to be your normal background of like your text and stuff like that. The surface is going to be like sheets or cards that you use throughout the application. Obviously an error is going to be an error message. These are going to be on primary. This is going to be your on top of a primary color. You're going to have white on top of a secondary color. It's going to use a black text, like so black, right? So to better emphasize this, so if you're on a secondary color, which is the secondary color is here, you're going to have black, this black symbol icon inside there, right? Or if that would have been text, it would be black text that would show inside there. So to kind of get the point on that one. And that's pretty much the basis of a lot of this whole page. The secondary colors is talking about surface backgrounds we already kind of went over. And then once again it's going over the text colors, and on top of the primary we have like the blue and you have the white on there, the black, and you might have to refer back to this too because like I think in the next video I'm actually going to cover theming because it does mention theming on colors, but it doesn't go, it kind of directs you to a different page where it has more stuff in detail, and I'm kind of curious in that because once we get into the actual components and stuff like that, it's just how to do certain things, like here's a date picker, or this is how you do that, and this is how you can work with it. So I think the main things would be like the colors, and then the themes too. We can get everything set the way we want it, and then we can go to the little details about each component later. But yeah, and that's about that for the colors on this page. They mentioned color swatches, which is like the different variant colors. When it should transition into a darker color is when it's a lighter color, you should have a darker text. If it's a darker color, you should have white text. It's pretty much what this whole thing says here. Alternative colors is a good one to mention too, because this was talking about you should have different colors, like maybe even different type of primary color and for light and dark themes, because it's becoming even more common. I did a lot of mobile development, and this really matters in mobile development because you can have those themes, and we're slowly but surely turning into operating systems are slowly but surely having that too. I just switched to light and dark mode here, and it does display things differently depending on what I'm using. I think it's not quite website independent or dependent yet. I've never seen a website change just because I'm in light and dark mode. But keep in mind that that is possible on like your mobile devices. So yeah, so if you're doing like a Maui app or whatever it is using Blazor, then you might want to keep that in mind that you have two different themes you could possibly be using. They also talk about alternative colors, which if you're just trying to emphasize pages, make things stand out a little bit more. Maybe like an example would be like a landing page you might want to have different colors for and things like that. They talk about that you can have a different theme for those if you wanted to. And this is pretty much just saying that, going down to here to kind of give you examples of how they use different colors, not using the primary that you normally would pick. Also, obviously, additional colors can be used here to emphasize things. Like this isn't necessarily in their color theme, but they're using like a pinkish color here to emphasize, you know, the borders on these boxes, which looks pretty nice. So they're just trying to say, you know, it's not hard and fast rules to only use a primary and secondary color. You can use other colors if you want to use other colors. What I do want to mention, though, in the way bottom, is they do have this cool tool here to pick correct colors that can work together, right? So we could be like, slide this around. I'm actually a blue fan, so I'd probably go with something like in the blues. I don't know why, but I always gravitate towards blue colors. But it's really nice because it has like complementary colors, analogous colors, triadic colors, if I'm pronouncing those correctly. But they're colors that work together with that primary color you end up choosing, right? And then you'd have a good base. I know this isn't the only tool you have of this. If you actually look up like UI design, color schemes, there's a bunch of tools that you could use, but it's kind of nice to have this one because like you know then that Mudblazor will have those exact color options, as you can see here. Inside Mudblazor, you can use any one of these colors, right? And I'll show you how to use them directly later on. So if you are using that tool, you know that color and their variants are available to you in some way, shape, or form through this color scheme here. That is as quick as possible I can get through this whole thing because it is a pretty big read. I read through the whole thing the first time, but I think I kind of covered the basis of it. If you wanted to, you can go to this page. I'm keeping the link to the Mudblazor colors page, and it has in the very top a link called Material Design. Was it? You can see it right here. You just click that. It'll bring you to the link if you want to read the whole page. But I think I pretty well summed it up if you followed along there. So we can go ahead and close this out. What we're going to do next is we're actually going to start to use the colors inside your project. So if you wanted to, we can go ahead, pull up the project. And what we're going to do is kill this off. I'm going to start a new page here. I can hit Control-Shift-A. That brings up the new page dialog. You're going to want to click on your Razor component here if you want to follow along at least and create a page and you have references. I'm going to call this color page. Now don't call it just color because it's going to mess up your references. Once you're in that project, I found it out the hard way, I had to figure it out, but call it color page, otherwise it's going to mess stuff up, and I'll tell you where it's going to mess it up at when we get into this here. So, alright, so I guess the first thing we're going to play with here is we can change the colors here. If you look at this using CSS, you know, normal CSS classes, right? And they're showing you here that you could have mud info, mud secondary, mud theme, right? So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go mud grid. I think it's a mud item, right? And I'm going to come here and say, what was it again you had to do? Let me go. Do I remember how to do that? Let me double check my... Oh, yeah, here. It's Mudblazor my item. I think it's X. I can't remember if I do it through the classes, if I do it through... What do we got here? We got mud item. Okay, it was just... You can just put it in there on the mud item. So mud item. Extra small, 12. So what this is, if you're like, the best way I can represent this, what I'm doing right now, is bootstrap, right? So bootstrap, this would have been your row. Inside the row, you're gonna name how long or short you want the columns to be. I'm gonna have it take up all space, like so, and then I am gonna dump. So we're gonna go, yeah, just go heading 1. And we're gonna go CSS and theme colors, right? All right, so we have this like that way. You have it organized. You can look at it. I'm gonna go in here, and these are gonna be your colors. If you've done any web development, you know, in your life, this shouldn't be too crazy new here. So. Essentially, you just have a mud paper. What the mud paper is, it's like a rectangular space. If you're just to have that space in there. So it's going to make these into little squares. In the square, we're going to have mud info, which is the class. That's going to show the mud info type of coloring with the text. And then mud secondary text, we have that here. And we have a mud theme primary, right? And let's fire it up and see what it looks like here quick. But there's nothing too crazy with that. If you, like I said, if you've done HTML and CSS, you should know how to do, you know, classes and things like that. We're gonna have to get the page on there quick. All right, so in order to get to that page, I forgot we do have to add in. Let's go in here and say, go over here, we'll put in that page, and let's say color, right? Let's go color page, just to distinguish it. We're gonna go our nav layout here. Let's change this from counter to color page. And let's say color page here. Let's fire this bad boy up. And we should be able to get to this page then now. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright, so these are our 3 colors, and this is what it would look like. Make sure it looks the same as what we should have. It does not though. Shouldn't we have? Oh, it's because it's on a black surface. This is the reason why this isn't the same color. Yeah, that's why. So we have the mud info, we have the mud secondary text, and then we have the mud theme primary, right? Alright, so we'll kill this off. And I'm going to show you something here real quick. If we wanted to, we could come into here, CSS layouts. And then you can see like all the different classes you can actually use within Mudblazor and their theming and stuff like that. Different things you can do. Customizations, default theme is where you find all the colors. And here, if you wanted to use those, you can use those. So like drawer text, that's where I'm talking about the surface. And then once we get into theming is when we can actually change these into whatever we want them to be. So know that you're not stuck with just what you see. You can come in here and find what you'd like and then change it too. Go in here. And let's go on to the next section. So what do we got here? So we can use C# directly do some theming also. So let's kind of grab this again. But this one's gonna be, let's do C# and theme colors, right? And let's grab these guys. And let's place these in here. It looks kind of ugly. Alright, so it's yelling at us here because we don't have a theme created yet. In order to access the colors, we have to go ahead and instantiate the theme itself. So you go in here, I'll make a mud theme. Theme equals new mud theme, right? And then that should stop yelling at us. Yep, there we go. And then why is this mad here? Listing property name before colon. What's that? Alright, let's fire it up, take a look, see what it looks like here. Color page, and look at that. So that's what it looks like when you have these on there. And once again, these could be modified too if you really wanted to too. You could be like, let's go back into, what is it? You go back into customizations, default theme. As you can see, when we ran this, we had that, let's see here, we have the warning color. And it looks like we have a CSS variable that we can use to actually access that color. And if we look at this, the background color is that like orangish color. Well, if you want to do the same thing, but we're going to use styling, right? I'm just going to come in here and we can say, instead of theme, let's go, yeah, I can just go bar and then come into here. Copy it, paste it, kill it. I think we should be able to pull this one out of there like so. Let's see what it looks like here. Yeah, so you can do it the same way. So then, like, I just one reason I want to show you this is that you can see like a reference of like how you can use all these different colors too. So you're not stuck with just using one way or the other. What they're just trying to say is you can technically get to all the colors using a theme object on your different pages, right? And you can access those colors through that. So the next one here will be, what do we got? What do we got? Go back to docs, go to colors. Alright, so we have CSS and material colors. And one class only. Here we add each class. I don't think I even covered this one. CSS material colors. Here we add a class to each div to change the background color. Class to each div. Change the background. Text accent 4. Let me just check it out quick. We'll go here. Oh, these are the material colors. Oh, I'm retarded. So that's going back to here. I can go. Oh, shit. Refresh. Alright, so that's going back to these, right? The different colors you can get. on here. So we're going to go in here. We're going to grab this. And let's do, actually, let's get these first. I'm going to say this is CSS and material colors. And we're getting the material colors, what we talked about in the first page of the material themes. And we're going to place this into here. Did that not copy over? That did not copy over. Let me copy again. There we go. So essentially this is how you would access it through CSS classes. And it looks like we're grabbing the red text accent 4. Accent 4. So we're grabbing red text accent 4, and that's going to be the color you get from that. Let me see my page again and fire it back up. I gotta put it here. Let's reload it. There we go. Red text accent 4. So it's setting the color of the text to that red text here. Accent 4. The darkest red you can get. And the next one is blue, darken 1. Shades text white. And then it should look like this. Right, let me go back into here. Or I'm supposed to go to blue. Blue, darken 1. Shades text white. There. So it's just using those accent colors, and then it looks like you can access it through the initial name. It's blue, darken 1, shades text, and that's just going to be whatever the shades text is for the color theme. Shades text white. Alright, well, that's pretty cool how you can access that. And then you can access it also through, you can access it through a different way here, I believe. Yes, you can do that. That's through the CSS, and you can also do it through the styles. So kind of the same thing, except we're going to come in here, and we can access this through styles. And this is where that colors comes into play. Because when I was first playing around with this, I'm like, why isn't this working? But if you come inside here, put this inside here, which I can see like this happening in a project and you're not realizing it. But if you look inside here, it says colors, right? But it says it's coming from Mudblazor.colors, which is that using statement when you're installing it. Well, I had named my page over here colors.razor. So it'll see my page the whole time and not the theming colors purple accent 3, right? So that was like, ah, damn it, what's going on? It took me a second to figure out, but then I realized it's looking at the page, not at my actual theme colors. So if you have that problem, that's what it is, okay? So go ahead and reload it. And once again, it's going off that color chart. We have colors, it's purple and accent 3. So it's going to have that accent 3 on it. Right here. And then this one's going to be colors light green accent 3 for the color. It's got that green color. The background's going to be colors, blue, gray, dark, and 4. And that's going to be all those color themes. What was it again? This one, it was blue, gray. Sorry, I'm just kind of curious myself. Where is blue, gray? Indigo, cyan, teal, blue, gray. So it's going on the color chart. We're going blue, gray, dark, and 4, and that's how you're getting the color. So just, you know, if you ever want like a certain color, that's how you kind of access them and use them throughout your app. Not the most exciting subject in the world. I'm definitely not really thrilled to talk about colors myself, but it's neat to know all the different ways you can get at it if you wanted to. I think the CSS classes are probably the easiest to use. I mean, if you go in here and you go with the themes, you're going to have to import this theme into your project, and you're going to have to access it. As opposed to just classes, looks like you just throw up a class, tell it what you want. This one looks like we're using like direct styles on one, which isn't the best idea, but for some cases it's useful, and you'd want to do it. But I think the best bet for you is probably just classes for whatever you want to get certain colors and changing the text. Alright, we're through with colors. Once again, not the most exciting subject, but we've got to cover it and learn about it. Hopefully this was helpful for you to kind of figure out everything you want to know about the colors with Mudblazor. Like I said, I think the next video I'm going to cover is the theming, and then from there we'll go through each component as we go through this. If you did find this helpful and you want to help support this channel, please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and that'll help me for future videos as I make some more, especially for Mudblazor. I'm going to be going through this. I think I'm going to do some C# beginner demo projects later on. I'm going to get into some server work stuff. I'm going to cover a bunch of things, so be sure to like and subscribe as I go through this, as I make more videos. You can learn some more. If you're feeling really generous, please buy me a cup of coffee. I'll have a link in the description. Otherwise, I hope you have a good day, and see you in the next video. Alright, thanks. Bye.